Sir, please tell
Sir,
once more about your fragmentation.
Okay. Let us say, students, some were saying that today there should be a revision of fragmentation once more. Let us see. We have discussed about the fragmentation, that fragmentation is also a mode of asexual reproduction in which the organisms is divided into small pieces, and from that small pieces there is the development of new individuals. As we have discussed that fragmentation is seen in many algas. For example, we have taken the Spirogyra. We have studied that when the Spirogyra or body of Spirogyra is divided into different parts, there is no any fixed position from where it should be detached. It can be detached from any places, and after detaching, there is development of new individuals from that detached part. It is called fragmentation, and mostly it is seen in algal plants. In case of algae, it is same. And for example, we have taken as the Spirogyra, in which we have studied about the process of fragmentation. The second topic which we have to study is spore formation. As we have discussed, students, that the spore formation is also a mode of vegetative reproduction or asexual mode of reproduction. Spore formation, in other words, it is called as spore sporulation. Spore sporulation. What happens in spore formation, students? First of all, we have to know about the spores. Spores are very minute structure. Spores are very minute unicellular structure through which there is development of new bodies by the process of asexual reproduction. By the process of asexual reproduction, and mostly it is seen in many groups of organisms, like it can be seen in alga, it can be seen in fungi also, or it can be seen in protistians also. Then we have to discuss that how there is the formation of spores. These spores are basically, we can say that these are unicellular asexual bodies. Unicellular asexual bodies are reproductive bodies, and these asexual reproductive bodies means spores are dispersed in the air because they are very small and very light, due to which it can skirt in the atmosphere with the help of, or by the help of air. And these spores have a minute covering, due to which it can survive in extreme condition, in unfavorable condition, and when the atmosphere is favorable, it can grow very easily. For example, if we discuss about the spore formation, then it can be seen in the rhizopus. It can be seen very easily in the rhizopus. How it can be seen? Let us see. First of all, we will discuss about the spore formation or sporulation. Hota kya hai? The sporulation is especially found in case of bacteria also, because in bacteria there is the sexual mode of reproduction and asexual mode of reproduction. Then asexual mode of reproduction is carried out by the spore formation, and in these organisms how there is the formation of spore formation? First of all, we have to see that these spores are occur in bacteria, many protists, alga and fungi. Some spores are motile, whereas most of the spores are non-motile. Spores are motile, whereas some are non-motile also. Non-motile also means some have the locomotory organ. कुछ में flagella present होते हैं, due to which it can move from one place to another place very easily. But many spores are non-motile in nature. They cannot move from one place to another place. In this situation, how they will scatter? They will scatter by the help of air due to its lightweight and small size. They are as small as it cannot be seen with our naked eye. To see the spores, there is need of magnifying glasses, because through our naked eye it cannot be seen very easily. So we have discussed that there are the motile and non-motile spores. There are different types of spores like Odia, Conidia, zoospores. So these will be studied in higher classes, that what is the Odia, what is Conidia, what is zoospores, what is ascospores, basidiospores. Because there are two types of spores. The spores are unisexual as well as spores are bisexual also. So we'll discuss later on in senior classes, but only we have to study about the spore formation, that what is the spore formation. We have discussed that these are motile as well as non-motile. In case of motility, they are called as zoospores, and the non-motile spores are basically found in many species which have a thick covering. Due to this thick covering, the spores can withstand in extreme condition and can survive for longer period of time. And when the environment is favorable, atmospheric condition is favorable, means when there is more humidity, moist and warm situation, at that time it can grow very easily. So due to this thick covering, it can withstand very easily in that atmosphere, and with being small, and light. Being small and light, due to this, it can spread very easily in the atmosphere. Now we have to discuss that how there is the formation of spores. If we'll say about the structure of spores in class 7th, you all have studied about it. That यहाँ दिख रहा है आपको? Yes. Let us see, students. There is a thread-like structure, and on the upper side of thread-like structure, there is the formation of bulb. This bulb-like structure is called as sporangia. This bulb-like structure is called as sporangia, and this thread-like structure is called as sporangiophore. Sporangiophore, and here there are very small inconspicuous root-like structure are developed, which is called as hyphae. It is called as hyphae or hypha. Singular है तो hypha होगा, plural है तो hyphae होगा. We have to discuss only about this thing. This blob-like structure, which is attached with the sporangiophore, have minute spores. Means spores are present in the sporangia or sporangium. If there is singular, then it is called as sporangium. If it is plural, then it is called as sporangia. there is formation of sporangia in which there are the presence of spores, or in other words we can say that spores are present in sporangia, and when it jerk out, then the spores are scattered in the atmosphere, in the environment. क्या होता है, जैसे ही ये sporangia mature होगा, it will detach, it will jerk, and the spores will scattered. How it will happen? Let us see. Suppose that there is a sporangia. We have drawn the structure of sporangia only, and in sporangia there are small spores. There are many number of small spores. Suppose that these are the spores, and when it detach, you have seen the fruit of castor. Castor fruit को आप देखे हो. After ripening, when it jerk out, so many castors are spread here and there. In same condition, when the sporangia is jerk out, suppose कर लो यहाँ से sporangia क्या हुआ, break out हो गया, dehest condition में आ चुका है. In that situation, what will happen? The spores will come out. The spores will come out in such a situation. This is the structure of one spore. There is coating. Due to this coating, it can withstand very easily. Let us see. This is the structure of a single spores which is developed inside the sporangium, and this spores have an outer covering due to which it can withstand in extreme condition, as I have discussed earlier. This spore formation is found in many organisms. For example, you have seen about the Rhizopus. Or braid mold. Rhizopus or braid mold. Since you all are familiar with the braid, and when for this spore formation, we for practical we can take this braid and kept it at any places for 2 days, 3 days. After then, we will observe that there is a fluffy structure on the surface of braid. Then how this fluffy surface has developed? That fluffy surface or cottony structure is developed on the surface of braid due to development of this braid mold, this Rhizopus, because these spores are present in the atmosphere, and when they get favorable condition, it will grow very easily, due to which the fluffy structure has developed on the surface of braid, that is caused by the braid mold or Rhizopus, which spores are simply present in the atmosphere, and by getting the favorable condition, there is growth of white matty structure or cottony structure. So we have discussed about the spore formation, that is the another mode of asexual reproduction. Now the another topic which we have to study is vegetative propagation. We have discussed about the asexual mode of reproduction. Now we have to discuss about the vegetative propagation. If we have to study about the vegetative propagation, means this vegetative propagation is also a means by which there is the growth of new plants from the old plant bodies. From the old plant bodies, there is growth of new plant, that is called as vegetative propagation. So let us see in detail that what is vegetative propagation. vegetative propagation. As the word given, vegetative propagation means there is the development of new individuals or formation of new plant body from the vegetative parts of plant. From the vegetative parts of plant. Then what is the vegetative parts of plants? The vegetative parts of plants are stem, leaves, and roots. Stem, leaves, and roots are the vegetative parts of plants, and through this vegetative parts there is development of new plant body, that is called as vegetative propagation. Or in other word, we can say that there is development of new plant body from the somatic parts of plant body is called as vegetative propagation, and it is of two types. One is natural propagation and other is artificial vegetative propagation. The one is natural vegetative propagation and the other is artificial vegetative propagation. First of all, we have to discuss about the natural vegetative propagation. We have to discuss about natural vegetative propagation. If we have studied about the plant students, then we have seen that most of the plants have developed naturally from their stem, from their leaves, from their roots, without any disturbance, without any working. It can grow from its vegetative parts, due to which it is called as natural vegetative propagation. There is no need of other substances, there is no need of any technique for the development of new plant body from its parts like stem, like root, like leaves, due to which it is called as natural vegetative propagation, in which we have to discuss about the development of plant's body from the roots, stem, and leaves. And leaves. First of all, we will discuss about the roots. Students, the roots of plants develop adventitious bud. क्या develop करती हैं? Adventitious bud, and due to development of this adventitious bud, development of this adventitious blood, there is growth of new individual, new plant body, and it can develop into complete plants. Due to development of adventitious bud in roots, the new plant body can grow very easily, due to which it is called as the natural method of vegetative propagation. Mostly it can be seen in many plants like sweet potato. Very easily it can be seen in sweet potato. It can be seen in dahlia also. There is a plant that is called as dahlia. In dahlia, it is also seen that there is the development of plants by the growth of adventitious root, adventitious bud in the roots, and the new plant body has developed. The second one is stem. If we discuss about the stem, then there are the modification of stem in different form. Stem की बहुत सारी modification होती है. It is modified into different form. स्टोलन के फॉर्म में होता है, क्रीपर के फॉर्म में होता है, रनर के फॉर्म में होता है, सकर के फॉर्म में होता है. The stems are modified into different form to overcome from the extreme weather, to protect itself from the cattle, grazers. The stem are modified, or in some time it is modified to overcome from the extreme environment. So we can say that the suckers are stolen, runner, and so on. These are the modification of stem It can be seen in the tuber also, stem tuber. That is seen in case of potato, which is developed in the soil, and with the help of bud like structure in the potato, there is development of new plants. How it happens? When the stem of plants like cacti, cacti का नाम आप सुने हो? Cactus plant, नागफनी का पौधा. You all are familiar with the cacti. When the stem of plants like cacti or stem tuber or stolon or runner take part in vegetative propagation and develop into new plants. It is also seen in case of banana. It can also be seen in case of ginger, in case of turmeric, which is the modified stem and present inside the soil. So from these stems, there is development of new plant body, and it is the natural way of development of plant body from the old plants, due to which it is called as the natural vegetative propagation. If we have to perform the activity, then how can we perform? You all have seen the potato. If we will take a potato and study minutely, then you will find that there are eye-like structure. That eye-like structure are called as bud. यदि उसको ध्यान से हम देखेंगे, if there is a availability of magnifying glass, and with the help of magnifying glass, when we will observe, then we will found that there are the scales, there is bud-like structure in the eye. Then what we do, students? We cut the potato into pieces in such a way that there should be minimum one eye in each piece. After then, we buried the piece of potato into the soil, and after 3-4 days, when we will observe, then we will found that the new plant body is start to grow. So it is the natural vegetative propagation. It is the part of natural vegetative propagation through which there is development of new plant body. The last which we have to study is leaves. It is very simple and very obvious in case of a plant about which you all are familiar, that is bryophyllum. You all are familiar with the bryophyllum. आप सभी इससे परिचित हो bryophyllum से. In bryophyllum, what is the common name of bryophyllum? गांव में इसे हम कहते हैं पथल चूर. बिल्कुल उसी तरह की पत्ती होती है, हम कह लें कि वही होता है. तो what happens if we see the leaves of bryophyllum? Then on the marginal portion of the leaves there are the very small inconspicuous bud-like structure, and when the leaves will fall on the ground, fall on the soil and get proper condition, moisture, then there is development of new plant body, due to which we can say that it is also a part of natural vegetative propagation. These are the 3 vegetative parts through which there is development of new plant body. Now we have to discuss about the artificial vegetative propagation, in which we have to study about the different method of artificial technique, due to which we can grow the better quality of plants. The second one, first one we have studied about the natural. Now we have to study about the artificial vegetative propagation. artificial vegetative propagation, in which we have to study about the three techniques that is given in your book. There are three techniques of artificial vegetative propagation. The first one is cutting. Cutting. The second one is layering, and the third one is grafting. Grafting. We have to discuss about three method of artificial vegetative propagation. First of all, we will discuss about the cutting. About the cutting, as we have seen, most of the students which belongs from the village, they have seen that the branch of some plants have cut out and buried into the soil. That cut part is buried into the soil, and after getting the proper nourishment, means we provide the water, and when the plants get water, moisture, air and sunlight, then there is development of new plant body very easily. Then we say that cutting is also a artificial vegetative propagation through which there is development of new plant body, or we can say that we cut the small piece of plants about 20 to 30 सेंटीमीटर. हम क्या करते हैं, 20 से 30 सेंटीमीटर के स्टेम काट लेते हैं. वेरी इजली इट कैन बी सीन इन केस ऑफ रोज और अदर प्लांट्स आल्सो. बहुत सारे पौधे हैं जिसमें बोगनविला है, सिट्रस फ्रूट होते हैं. तो we cut the small pieces about 20 to 30 centimeter, and that cutting is placed into the soil where there is abundance of moisture, there is proper sunlight. In that situation, what will happen? There is the growth of new individual from small pieces which is buried into the soil. That is called as cutting. We can say that the cutting are placed into the moisture in the natural position, due to which there is the formation of new plant body, and it can be seen in many plants. In for example, it can be found like plants like rose, like bougainvillea, like citrus fruit, and so on. So this is the cutting process through which the new plants has developed. It is the artificial method by which it can be performed by the human beings to grow the new plant's body from the branch of plants. The second one is the layering. Layering is very common and it very simple. What happens, students? You have seen a plant body of jasmine. जैस्मिन के प्लांट को आप देखे होंगे. तो व्हाट हैपेंस, हम करते क्या है कि द लोअर ब्रांचेज ऑफ प्लांट्स आर पील्ड ऑफ एंड प्लेस्ड इनटू द भी सैप. हम क्या करते हैं, सपोज दैट ये कोई प्लांट बॉडी है एंड इट इज डेवलप फ्रॉम द लोअर पार्ट्स ऑफ स्टेम. इन दैट सिचुएशन we fold the branch of this tree into V sap or U sap, and that U sap should be peeled off. वहां जो फ्लेश है, वहां पर जो बार्क लगा हुआ, उस बार्क को हम रिमूव कर देते हैं. आफ्टर देन इट शुड बी कवर्ड इनटू द सॉइल. उस पार्ट को हम क्या करते हैं, सॉइल से ढक देते हैं, मिट्टी में ढक देते हैं, एंड लेफ्ट इट फॉर सम टाइम. After few days, there is development of roots. When it get proper nourishment, then there is development of roots from the place where we have peeled off. At that time, we cut the main plant body. हमने क्या किया, सपोज करो एक कोई पौधा था, there is a plant in which there are the branches. तो one branch should be buried into the soil. Suppose that this is the soil. This is the soil portion. One branch of plant is buried into the soil, and we have not detached the plant body from here. हमने detach नहीं किया था. When we buried the plant into the soil, by peeling off, after some time we find that there is development of small root-like structure. From here, it will get the proper water and mineral, absorb water and mineral from the soil, and there is development of new plant body. At that time, we can detach it from here. Then what we have seen? We have seen that by layering, there is development of another plant from its parent's body. There is development of another plants from its parent's body. So this is called as layering. This technique is called as layering, and it can be seen in jasmine plants. It can be seen in grapevine also, where there is development of new plants from the old plant body, and it is best technique. The last which we have to study is, there are 5 minutes only, students. The last about which we have to study is grafting. It is a very common and advanced technique of the vegetative propagation, artificial vegetative propagation, in which what we have done, we take two different plants of same variety. एक ही स्पीसीज के हम दो प्लांट्स को ले लेते हैं, and it should be grafted in a such a way that upper parts of plant body can be fit properly into the lower part. Suppose that we have taken two parts, दो प्लांट को एक साथ हम ग्रो किए हुए हैं. Two plants are grown together. After then what happens? We make, suppose कर लो हमने इसको equal part में काट लिया, and it should be grafting in such a way that both parts should be placed properly. दोनों को जब हम रखें तो एक के रूट को और दूसरे के स्टेम को हमने एक साथ रखा हुआ. We have taken the two plants. Then suppose that if two plants are grown together, दो पौधों को एक साथ ग्रो किए हुए हैं, then it should be cut in same way that the one part of this root and shoot part can be placed in such a way that it is fixed in a proper way. After then it will be bind by using the thread, and the two part, the stem part and root part, is called as, one is called as the plant part which provides shoot is called scion, and the other is called as, which provide the root system, is called as stalk. Stalk. Let us see, students. Scion and stalk. The plant which provide the shoot system. It provide the shoot system, and stalk provide the root system. Shoot system and root system. Then with the help of this shoot and root system, there is development of new plant body, and that plant will be better than the previous, because we have taken the two different plants. So which type of plant should be selected for this grafting? The stem of plants should be taken from the exotic breed. जो उन्नतशील किस्म के पौधे हैं उनको लेने चाहिए, जिसकी पैदावार ज्यादा हो, yielding ज्यादा हो. And for stock, such type of plants should be selected which roots can bind the soil very tightly and can absorb the more amount of water and mineral from the soil. In that situation, the new plant which is developed from the combination of two plants will provide more yielding, and it can be withstand easily into unfavorable condition, because the roots of that plant will bind the soil tightly. In that situation, this grafting is advanced technology through which we can get the better quality of plants from the previous one. So we have studied about the three techniques: cutting, layering, and grafting. All these are the parts of artificial vegetative propagation through which we can get the better yield of plants. There are some advantages. Time is going to finish, students. If you have to ask, then you can ask another day. Asexual mode of reproduction I has finished. We will start about the sexual mode of reproduction. Before starting the sexual mode of reproduction, we will discuss about the confusions, about the topics which is not understood by you in a proper way in next video, means tomorrow. So don't worry, don't be disturbed that your confusion is not clear. If there is any problem, then tomorrow we will study. You will make a notes in which you have problems. So that's enough for today. We have to discuss about the advantage of vegetative propagation.